1v1 gunfights. I expect to see the non-traded scoreline from Team Notorious to be absolutely absurd right now. It's so difficult to be able to support your players in these tight, confined areas. That is going to be nice play, though. Harry finally gets dealt with by, I believe it was Afro. So it is going to be advantage still to Team Notorious. Finally get dealt with, finally get off the hill, but no, F Dot's going to be there to clean things up and to help extend that lead back out to 60 seconds with 15 remaining on the kill. And it's a large chunk of scrap time. They've dominated this P1 on this next rotation, and this is very, very dangerous territory for Fanta Lemon.
So 60 seconds, again, going to be the deficit that Fanta Lemon need to claw back. Harry needs to try and claw back some kills as well. Currently 9 and 15 as he gets taken down once more, this time by F Dot. And a lot of engagements here for F Dot at 31 combined between all deaths and kills. But now the P2 pops and Fanta Lemon are in over the 100-point mark, so they will save themselves some blushes, at least for the time being. But Eric going to check all his corners out towards the backside of the hill. And Eric, boom, indeed. 2 kills. Looks very good on the kill feed. And those arrows on the side of Fanta Lemon are all but gone now as everyone is flying towards the time. But unfortunately, they are all getting cut down by every single Team Notorious player who is holding their angles. They're winning their individual gunfights. And every single time it feels like Fanta Lemon rotate Pabs on Skyline, we know how quickly a team can break back in. And that's exactly what Team Notorious just keep repeatedly doing.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a panic seems to be setting into Fanta Lemon now. They obviously, it's a tricky one. 20 seconds, they've got to make their way across the map. It's going to take them about 15 seconds to get set up for the push. Do they give up control of the next hill doing so? Well, Afro was there to cause absolute consternation for them, gets a double kill and puts the onus back on Fanta Lemon to try and defend from the front. But you can already see those yellow arrows coming in from the side, and that is big kills there from Aspect and Denza, and that's going to allow them to get a solid chunk of time. But Major, they need all this time now to bring this game back to its competitive edge.
Denza shooting over towards the top side of bedroom. F-Dot's going to just lay prone and reposition and manage to bag that kill there, flying over towards Jacuzzi. So Team Notorious kill feed goes completely in their favor. Eric soaking up the time, and a hell of a lot of time he's soaking up as well. 2 minutes on the card now for Eric. So I'm sorry, Eric, mate. I do it all the time. He's just getting taken down as soon as I say it. But Afro at the moment is now starting to move a little bit more liquid. 7 now combining across 3, 8 across all 4 players now as Eric joins the party. And Fanta Lemon haven't really had a kill without a response for a little while now. So this deficit is back up yet again, this time a little bit higher at 80 points. F-Dot trying to finesse his life around bedroom. He's going to ring around the rosy with whoever's shooting absolute guffy at him. Can't seem to pin him down, and there's the pick for F-Dot. Looking for the second out towards the back. He's not going to get it, though, so his teammate gets the trade, and that will be exactly what they need.
Yeah, Denza on a 5 spree as well. He's going to go down to, I think he's going to get taken off that as well. Gets finally dealt with. Afro on a 6. And again, they're combining for 9 across the board for Team Notorious. Of course, I just get Rafi killed in the process. Denza going to look to try and push out from here. Gets one pick. Is he going to check his corner, though, for the next one? A lot of guns facing down that angle. He does check it, but gets bodied from Shower by Eric Boone. But we do see the kill feed go the way of Fanta Lemon. That's going to give them a few valuable seconds in the hill, but they're a 100-point deficit, Major, with only 14 seconds needed for the team in yellow. This could be all over. In fact, it is just a little bit too late for the team to be able to do that. So next hill, all important. And Major, Fanta Lemon got to play some perfect hard points if they want to get back into this game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know we jinx a lot of stuff, but this is going to be so difficult. Even when you're down, they are absolutely frying at the moment on the boys from Team Notorious. Rafi with another big pick. You got Eric on the time. That should probably be all she wrote. They desperately got to fly towards Eric. He gets one pick. There's another one in Aspect. He goes down, and Team Notorious, they tie up the series off the back of a map that we know traditionally has been one of their stronger ones. 250, 147. Fanta Lemon, Pabs, they kept trying to keep toe-to-toe with them, but every single time, Team Notorious, their breaks were so strong. Every time it looked as though Fanta Lemon have rotated, especially towards the P2 and that final hill as well, onto P4. It just looked as though they were going to hold it, and all of a sudden, Team Notorious just ripped it away from them, and they find themselves 100 points down in the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're just across the board. You've just got a solid performance in terms of non-traded kills. You've got everyone positive, and it's just a really solid performance from Team Notorious. It almost looks like an early round match on a Saturday. The scoreline is so disrespectful to Fanta Lemon, and it just shows you how strong Team Notorious are on Skyline. You know, from the outset, even at S&D, they just dominate. And I just think Afro and Eric Boom, who we talked about at the start, might have their way, but another player that looked really comfortable on that map. Was Felix someone that we expect to see in that kind of do better over those longer engagements? Just we know how comfortable he can be in frenetic situations, and that entire map is completely interaction heavy, and he's had a really dominant performance as well. So Team Notorious, I mean, solidly back into this, and again, you're going into another Skyline. This could be the moment for them to start to turn things around.
Yeah, so we'll have a look at the series so far. Very much a case of that rewind map 1 or map 2, apologies, as that you are now seeing maps 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And yeah, Notorious very much now in the potentially not necessarily the driving seat, Pabs, but the side of the bracket that they're probably obviously not necessarily what's the words? Any words, Tom? Any words? It's almost bedtime, I swear. They're on the side of the series now that they're. Jesus, we got there in the end. On the side of the series now where they're actually going to be right. Okay, these maps are now in our pocket to win. You say that the Skyline Search and Destroy, and then obviously we've got Double Vault as well. You guys can only see that Vault Control 4. Map 6 is another one in that game 7 as well. So they're very much on the side where they're thinking, right, okay, this is ours to take now. I got there eventually,
absolutely.
mate. I promise. The words are just.
We were like, someone posted maybe from Europe that it was 1 a.m. and I was like, it feels like 1 a.m. It's only half 12 here.
Feels like 4
half
a.m.
1. Yeah, I was like, I've got to be up in such a short amount of time. But yeah, absolutely. Just like this is their grand final to lose now, going into a Vault S&D where we've seen them just blow teams away from the outset, and then going into a Vault where they should prosper. This is their grand final to lose. FantaLemon really on the back foot after an incredible first map, but it just looks like Team Notorious right now just too strong. And to be fair, like they've got Eric Boom, who's been at Heretics and played at the highest level, Afro, who's spent an incredible amount of time at the CDL, and then obviously you've got like the intelligence of Rafi with S&D, and Felix, who's probably we've lauded them as one of the fastest rising Call of Duty stars in Europe, and he seems to be proving it at a point where we thought he might fall off last year. He's just come into his own this year.
So, bomb goes down. 30 seconds of what remains. FantaLemon, they push straight through into the underside of bedroom, and they didn't find anyone at all. The first engagement's though going to ensue, and this is what happens on Skyline. Bang! Everything kicks off. Aspect, really good trade. Thought for a second he might unfortunately fall as well alongside his teammate, but now those red arrows are going to try and get their way in towards Kitchen. Afro needs help from F-Dot, and F-Dot does exactly that. He drops down, helps him out, leaves Denzer on his ones. A really nice work. F-Dot with the reach out. We'll probably see the 2-piece off the back of that, and that will be Team Notorious taking the first round.
Man, F-Dot's reactions to get that jump shot just incredible in the end, and that's going to put them way into the driving seat. This has been a stellar performance on Skyline from Team Notorious, and they just carry that momentum from the hardpoint into this S&D. So, yeah, this is not how you want to start if you're FantaLemon, and you just, what is the answer? You've got to deal with Afro, who can play his life. He knows the map intimately. He can use any kind of heady in there. He knows how to get in and out of every kind of situation. And then you've got Eric in the same position. This is very, very difficult for a team that you would say are somewhat slower in terms of a comparison.
So, Team Notorious now on the defensive side. This time they're going to do a different approach. They're going to stack the A point. And again, FantaLemon really look to try and push through the opposite side of the map down towards Piano. And a nice couple of shots there from Felix, who's only going to be able to get the first pick, not the second. The trade comes through instantly, but they don't spot Rafi on towards the Piano side stairs. And it will now mean that it's going to be a 2 versus 2. Aspect has bomb. That window smash might give Mythics away a little bit here, so he's going to be forced to back up, but he gets caught out in the worst of times. Aspect gets the bomb down. They know his rough whereabouts. Now they've got to just try and converge around him. The shots give away his position again, just that little bit more. Both of those yellow arrows are going to fly at him, and unfortunately doesn't check the right door, and Team Notorious on the bomb, on the defuse.
Yeah, again, you've got a Felix absolutely piecing kids right now. This has been a really dominant performance from him, something that, we've wanted to see at this level for a while. But Team Notorious, I mean, they are in the driving seat. They've got, manual shifts going on. They are 100 miles an hour right now. And they're making players like Harry look largely impotent. And that's something that you don't often see. He's been incredible this season. But right now, FantaLemon just look off the boil.
Oh, there you go. Team Notorious 2-0. what Fanta Lemon got on this defensive side. Are they going to try and switch it up and maybe stack the A point? Because Team Notorious did look as though they were very comfortable with taking that bomb over towards A. It looks as though it might be the same thing again. Eric's going to be watching down that kitchen side of the map. And the early engagements and early information is going to be there. Team Notorious really, really heavily stacking that bedroom side, Pabs. They are literally playing in each other's pockets.
Yeah, this is all about just getting that first pick for them. Even though we say how aggressive they are, but it's going to be Harry who manages to get the first blood, sending Eric Boom into the next round. So a 3v4, the next pick, all important. It's either going to signal the push to get onto that, onto the bomb site, or it's going to signal the opportunity to go and kill the rest of the team. Right now, Team Notorious on the back foot in a 2v3, and Rafi being backed up. Much better plays from Fanta Lemon. Fanta Lemon made a really, really aggressive push from them.
Well, F-Dot did the difficult job of managing to retrieve that bomb. Oh, Rafi needs help. Got to keep his head down. F-Dot is going to help him out with potentially a bit of a reach out here. He knows that one player's over to his left, but Rafi's going to try and watch the right-hand side, and Aspect cuts him down as he tries. F-Dot now over towards the top side. Is now going to be in a position where he's just probably going to take at least one shower, maybe get traded. Yeah, and that's exactly what happens. So Fanta Lemon get around on the board, a much needed one, Pabs, as well, to finally put themselves at least on the map.
Yeah, and they need that as well. Obviously, it's quite an opportunity for Team Notorious to run away with this S&D, and Fanta Lemon just need to remember that their pedigree is, the same level. They've got players with the same capabilities. They just need to utilize them in a different way, and they've done that exactly. And it's nice to be able to see them have that plan B, assimilate the little bit of information they've got from the first couple of rounds, and really utilize it. You expect them to do better, especially in the grand finals when there's so much to play for. So it is going to be Fanta Lemon with bomb. Harry's going to be the one tasked with getting it to the bomb site. Mythic so aggressive, really nice play, gets a pick, manages to transition through. I think he knows another player. That's another big pick. Jesus. So super aggressive plays from Mythic. Makes it a third. Is he the ace? No, oh my days. I think he got 3, but wow, what a performance from Mythics.
Oh my god, Jesus. Well, that's Ben Mythics for you. In moments like that, he can just decide to do whatever he wants. Strider in hand, shots are crispy as you like. And that is going to be another round on the board in a very, very short space of time. Perhaps all of a sudden, Team Notorious's lead is completely evaporated and we find ourselves tied at 2 apiece. Is that a waft I can smell?
Mate, we're just if we had 3 stomachs or 7 like a cow, they would just be filled with the words that we've been made to eat, because it's just we expected a stellar performance out of TN. They looked incredible for the first couple of rounds, but they've been assimilated, and Aspect has decided to join the club as well. So really nice of them to start to get off the board a bit. Harry's still a little bit off the boil though, but it is going to be 2 players that fall for Fanta in what was kind of a frenetic exchange over Pool. So Rafi falls for Team Notorious. Denza and Harry up against F. Afro and Eric Boom. Eric Boom with the bomb. As Harry does try and make his tally equal at 3-0, but he is going to be 2-3 right now. So big opportunity. It could be more equal in this S&D, and that's great plays by him as he gets another pick and restores the balance between players.
Harry's going up towards the top side. Both players are going to be down towards kitchen, so doesn't look as though they're going to see any of these players anytime soon until this bomb now goes down. So where do Fanta Lemon decide to try and retake this from? Team Notorious going to back out towards the block side of the map. But the question is, where do they get all this info from? Denza, when he wind... Oh, the timing's horrendous there for F. Denza manages to just slip through here. So they're going ring around the rosy. Eric's managing to flip it and go the complete opposite side. So now it's going to be Fanta Lemon on that side. F. Playing it through P1's going to just be peeking bomb. He's going to be wall banging for a little bit of information. Unfortunately, gives his position away potentially a little bit preemptively there. Harry, though, is going to just spot himself right out in the middle of the open, and it will be Eric with a big 2-piece that's able to get that round over the board for the boys in yellow.
Yeah, always the case, isn't it, when you just look to try and get an angle and end up exposing yourself, and that's going to cost them massively. And Harry just a little bit off the ball. You would say 4-3 for Eric Boomer, but I do think that's going to put Harry in a 3-4 kind of KD situation, which is what you expect from such an intelligent player at times. So it's 3-5-3, and that's a Rafi. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. But yeah, big plays coming out of Team Notorious just to get back on the front foot and make sure that they can see this game out. But it's close enough. I think you're right, Major. The waft slowly but surely coming through. It just depends on who gets the first pick. Eric Boom potentially with the confidence to push all the way over Cat here and potentially get himself into another position. But there's going to be a handful of players in red making their way around the back just to get that information.
Oh, the shot's going to be good enough here from Eric. No, they're not. Harry punishes him for even missing a couple of bullets. So now 3v3 on towards the site. Denza trying to worm his way around and stay alive. Meanwhile, waiting for some reinforcements. The replay around. Is he going to get a pick here? He's putting bullets into everyone. His teammate Harry finally helps him out. So now F-Dot going to be the last man up. There's going to be all the players on Fantalemon over towards that block side of the map. And Fantalemon take the round. Shock horror. We're tied again.
I think this is going to go back and forth. We're going to find ourselves in the round 11, absolutely. But yeah, it's been an impeccable play from Fantalemon to just maintain the kind of aggression, but not just that, the pressure on the team in yellow, going toe-to-toe in terms of kills and going toe-to-toe in terms of strategies. So right now, no one really getting to grips with this game whatsoever. It's just so close. And you feel the break, I suppose, is going to come when someone actually gets a bomb planted and someone actually controls the time. Right now, it's just been about TDM so far. So again, this is going to be F-Dot just trying to watch over towards Piano to get any picks possible. As anyone to peek, the timing is horrific for him, though. As he gets tagged up, I'm sure he's going to be gutted. He took his eye off the ball then.
Aspect, nope. Denza, nope. 2 versus 2, though. Harry and Mythics up against Rafi and Afro. Bombs down. They're going to try and maybe swing this through mid here. Oh, my goodness. Well, they're playing this as a... No, they're not playing it as a pair. They're going to split up for the time being. Rafi going to reposition, spots one over towards top bridge, and unfortunately for Harry there, he drops right into the path of him. And now Afro, what's he going to try and do here? Does he know that he's defusing the bomb here? Mythics is sticking this. Afro's got no idea about this. Oh, he does. Never mind. I shouldn't have doubted him. Team Notorious take the round, courtesy of Afro peeking that at the right time. I thought for a second there Mythics was going to get away with that one.
I want to see that final kill. Swear down. Afro's put his pad down, picked up a couple of chips or something, and then thought, right, well, just give him a couple of seconds and then get the kill. Give him an idea he's going to defuse. But nice cautious play, nice strategic play coming out of TN as well. And we talk about how aggressive Marcus can be in terms of his pace and his style and his accuracy. But obviously, ice in the veins there, happy to just check bomb and play it with a high degree of intellect. So nice plays coming out of Marcus there. 4-3 puts them into the driving seat. The question is, can they do what hasn't been done so far in the latter stages of this S&D and get themselves a 2-round lead? F-Dot is going to be pushing through again all the way around the back. Nice plays from Felix. Is he going to get them both, though? He knows both players are there. That's going to be an easy 2-piece for Felix. Advantage restored. Aspect on his own.
1v2 now for Aspect. And this is a really big round here. If he can clutch this up, he's going to go down through vents. And unfortunately, he might pop up into a world of pain here if he takes this sip. Yoo-hoo! There you go. Never mind. Well, they were trading back and forth, and now Team Notorious, courtesy of back-to-back wins, now find themselves 5-3 up here in map number 5. And I'll tell you what, Pabs, if they take this one, they put themselves within match point of this grand final. So this is a really important round. And again, that 2-piece there from Felix, the timing was good, the shots were good. 11-6 looks very good on him and his team, now 1 round away from taking this map.
Yeah, it was the kind of position we expected them to be in. We did think they would, dominate, but it's been Fantalemon who've applied a little bit of pressure. And obviously we know that these 4 are an incredible side, but again, just how dominant Team Notorious have been in S&D on Skyline, you'd expect them to take this. It's still not over, though. I think a round on the board for Fantalemon, a little bit of a pressure applied exactly like that, putting Eric Boom into the blender with the first blood advantage. Fantalemon, they really do need to take advantage of this situation now, though.
Eric's gone. 3v4. Mythics is just waiting for anyone on the side of Team Notorious to give him something to bite with. You can see that F-Dot has managed to get himself up the map, but unfortunately he finds himself in the kill feed as well as he goes down. So Team Notorious find themselves down a few players, and now unfortunately Rafi finds himself very much alone. There's going to be one player in the form of Mythics out towards the backside of him. Dense is probably just going to be toying with him, playing for a little bit of information, throwing shoulders, but unfortunately he's going to get mopped up in the end. Fantalemon take that round. 5-4. They've still got to do 2 more rounds just like it, Pabs, but that's a decent start, at least to try and claw the comeback here and force that round 11.
Mate, you take it by the inch, don't you? You literally just got to get your picks, get your kills, and get the round, and that's all you can do, but they've got to do it again now. They've got to go absolutely huge and get this to the round 11, and it's going to be difficult for them. It's still going to be advantage Team Notorious. 6 and 8 for Rafi. A player that normally we see go absolutely huge has been off the boil a little bit today. Normally putting double figures up in S&Ds, especially ones the team enjoys. It is going to be Denza with Bomb, and it looks like it's going to be a very solid push towards this A point.
Well, Denza's not hesitating. That bomb's going down straight away, so he's going to put all the onus on Team Notorious. Keep an eye on 3 and 4, though. They are going to be pushing through. Afro and Eric Boom, the sub-duo, are going to try and work their way through the back. Harry's all the way out the back again. FDOT gets the first blood, though. That's the big opening that they needed. And now, Aspect with an instant reply. Are they going to manage to trade him out as well? It looks as though it's going to be left in a 3 versus 3 situation. They're going to try and flood their way in towards Kitchen. Aspect can't hit the shots. Rafi punishes him for missing just a couple of bullets. And now they're going to stick the defuse here. Do they know that Afro's on the bomb? They're managing to keep him alive. And unfortunately for the boys of Fanta Lemon, they can't get him off the bomb. Team Notorious stick it and they win it. They now go 3-2 up in the series.
As quickly as Fanta Lemon were to get that bomb planted, Team Notorious were right on it to get it defused. Afro using all that pace, all that ability, and all that experience to get his team over the line. I think that might actually be 3-1 in the series, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember
3-2.
the control. My brain is torched.
It's been a long day, mate.
But yeah, we're gonna. That is the final skyline for the time being, and we are going to head into a double vault. But yeah, across the board, just big plays coming out of Team Notorious, Fanta Lemon. It's just a little bit too much of a mountain to climb for the team in red. But we do go into vault back to back, I believe, as well, which could dictate the outcome of the grand final.
So we'll have a look at map number 6 and map number 7, as you mentioned. So obviously, Fanta Lemon, Pabs, they had the blistering start that they needed. They took map 1, they took map 2, but now they find themselves in a position where, well, map 3, 4, and 5 is very much in a position where, unfortunately, they find themselves on the resurging Team Notorious boys, where they've pretty much managed to get to the point, I think, that we were kind of talking about right at the start of the series, where they're feeling very much warm now, and I think that's what we're starting to see. And the opening round of Control, or the opening offensive rounds, I think are going to be the real kind of tester here for Team Fanta, whether or not they can manage to keep Team Notorious quiet, or whether we are just going to see this resurgence of yellow on the map in the kill feed, and then we might not even see that map number 7.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a huge test for Fanta Lemon at this late hour to see what their concentration levels are like, what their ability to assimilate any information and have a strategy that counteracts the pace and quality of Team Notorious. So we're going to find out fairly shortly. I suppose in terms of like the players that have largely dominated, we've obviously mentioned Afro and Eric Boom, but FDOT as well having a series. One player we haven't really touched on, Rafi, who's been kind of all over Twitter this week, but he's had a really solid end to this part of the grand finals. He kind of off the boil a little bit, but a couple of big kills in the S&D have really solidified how, he's a player that we know can be really important in Search and Destroy. And he's had that impact on this team, I think, as well. So good opportunity for Team Notorious to utilise all the skills of all the players available to them. But Fanta Lemon, again, you've just got to think Harry, player that's been so consistent this season and in the cups, just seems a little bit off the boil on Skyline as well. So maybe this vault is an opportunity for him to just get those numbers back up to the kind of rarefied air that he's used to.
Yeah, I say as a map, it can be hard as an AR on Skyline because things are happening so quickly and players are closing space so fast that running an AR, you've really got to be just cracked to the absolute levels of ridiculousness. It's a case of the subs are just constantly in your face, especially in respawns. Search and Destroy, not necessarily too much, but it is very dependent on those first bloods, those first picks. If you can't win those first engagements on Skyline, if you're up against a team like Team Notorious, they are just going to keep playing numbers against you. They're going to play as twos. We saw a couple of times actually where it did favour Team Fanta, where they did split off a little bit. But normally towards the latter stage of the round, I mean, we saw when they kind of stuck the bomb, Team Notorious were all in kitchen and through all the madness because they just had so many bodies there that were able to try and like suppress those players that were trying to get, I think it was Afro who hopped bomb, trying to get him off the bomb. It was a case of there was too many bodies there to deal with, and before they even knew it, the bomb was defused. So I think kind of that approach of playing together as a team and playing in clusters is really benefiting Team Notorious, and I think we'll probably see that as we get in towards this next map, which is going to be, as we mentioned, guys, Vault Control. So as mentioned, you are seeing maps 3, 4, and 5. So it's all yellow, Pabs. It is all yellow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and again, with this. It's this Vault Control. Phantom Lemon going to be able to deal with the pace. Afro on Vault has been having his way towards this midsection for the last 2 days. No one's really been able to deal with him, and now that F Dot's warmed up, Afro's warmed up, and Eric Boom has warmed up, Phantom Lemon have got to find a way to deal with this. And again, I just think, if you're going to look to anyone who's going to have a bit of passion about them, Sleeb is the man. Hopefully he's going to be able to motivate his team at this late hour. That's the real key. Get them back to the point where they're fresh, their minds are fresh, and they're able to kind of like just get into this control and get the early kills. I think for them, momentum is everything. They struggle when they fall off. I think once they get knocked back in the map, they do struggle to regain in that kind of mid-game area. So right now for them, they need a blistering start. And when they have had that, they've stayed on top largely. It's when they've been knocked back and the pressure's been reapplied to them that they've just struggled. So big opportunity for them to come out the blocks firing, but it is going to be a tricky one.
Yeah, so guys, we will have map 6 very shortly on your screen. What we'll do, guys, we'll throw it to a break, and when we come back, you won't have us waffling. We'll be straight in with the Call of Duty gameplay, guys, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with that Vault control to see if Notorious get it done, or whether we do get that infamous map 7 just after this quick break. Ladies and gents, we promised you a quick break. We got you a quick break. We're back in with map number 6 here in the grand final of EU Challengers Cup number 3. Team Notorious, they are one map away from getting it done and being crowned your champs once more. And Phantom Lemon, they have to try and keep their hopes alive here in map 6 Vault Control. So we spoke about the start pads that Phantom Lemon are going to have to try and hope for, and unfortunately it hasn't really gone in that favour. It's very much Team Notorious. They are on that A point, and progress is coming through thick and fast.
Yeah, sometimes they just seem like a different breed apart. Like their just capabilities are just so incredible at times. So you've got Rafi body and players like that. It's not going to be a good vibe. It's going to be a tick and a half over towards A. So a little bit of a job done, but again, they're just going to have to now push back out. Harry just looking over towards Balk, but it is going to be number 4 and Eric Boom looking to push in and come in behind this team. So the next wave of kills could be all important. It's looking very much like it could be a very yellow kill feed, but it is going to be back and forth. Trades are out, but it is going to be red kill feed as Phantom Lemon body quite a few players of Team Notorious. Harry just trying to get that pick in, finally gets it in. Again, another attack and round defended. 25 seconds on the clock. You can't write Team Notorious off, but it's been a solid performance for the boys of Phantom Lemon.
I was going to say, they decided to go for the B point here, so 2 players are on. This B progression first tick is now done. Nade comes through and actually clears Afro off, which is a big moment here. Keep an eye on Denzel, though, number 6. He's going to be pinching through those mid steps and should have both players on a play. Una, ooh, Eric really quick. Lightning reflexes there from the Phenom, and Felix is actually going to mop up those remaining players as well. So that is a really now the green light to get on this B point. We don't normally see the B point getting done first, but we're seeing it this time. Team Notorious going to switch it up. They managed to take Aspect down. The nade is going to clear off Rafi, but that B point is done, and that is a huge moment here in this first offensive round.
1 minute 12 on the clock, 16 lives, plays 15 now. It was 16-16, and it's going to require Harry to go absolutely huge there, but no one on the A zone right now. Players converging around it. Number 4 and Eric Boom just caught outside and exposed over towards the front of the hill, but those yellow arrows looking to use Pool potentially as a way to filter into the A point. But number 6 there in Denza is going to be coming in behind, ready to go road, taking the attention of the team over towards that back area. He's still alive, still playing, now over towards Top Cat and just looking to push them off that point. Nice picks there and a great defense from Phantom Lemon.
Well, Mythics flying around, able to win one. Hunting as well for some more remaining players, and Team Notorious running out of time here. Where are they going to try and push this from? 9 plays 9. Aspect's coming off respawn, so he's going to be a little bit late to the party, but the timing on the spawn might actually be quite good to him here because he's actually able to take Eric down, who tries to work his way through lobby, and that's a really good kill feed there. If you're Fanta Lemon, the B point was done really early on, but the A point, they've managed to dig their heels in throughout the duration of it, and I don't think Rafi's going to be able to touch it. Every single yellow arrow is dropping by the wayside, apart from a couple who are desperately going to have to fly on towards the point, but you would anticipate that a trade is going to be there on towards it. Eric's able to get one pick and stay alive for the time being. I tell you what, this is still doable here. There's only 2 lives remaining, or maybe not. Felix has got an absolute mammoth task on his hand here. Oh, and unfortunately there with the Omni movement, that was clean as you like, but unfortunately his time just ran out.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a point where he was able to get the pick, but just to come off the hill at the wrong time. But it is going to be a solid performance from Fanta Lemon there. And again, we expect that to be the case. We expect them to potentially have the advantage from the defensive side. But it was very, very close, and Team Notorious just showing how solid they are. Now this is where things start to get a little bit difficult for Fanta Lemon. I think obviously with the slaying ability of Team Notorious, this could be a very quick defensive round if they are able to push them straight away off that A zone and push them into spawn. So it's going to be interesting to see how Fanta respond to this kind of firepower coming out of the team in yellow.
So Team Notorious now on the defensive side. Is this where we see potentially Team Notorious do a bit more of a convincing job of holding what they need to on the A point? It's going to be very much Fanta Lemon flying straight in, and there's a free pick. F. laying prone. Nobody watching that left side of lobby is going to enable them to go straight in, and Denza now on a 5 streak, currently 7 and 3. The Codcaster stats at the top are telling you porcupines. So Afro currently 6 and 10, looking for any players underneath him. He's going to be of an opportunity to grab all 3 players. He gets 2, can't get the 3rd though. Harry quick to it. What Felix said, just bobbing his head up like a whack-a-mole. He's going to see all those players and go, nope, not today. He's going to get the pistol out and actually able to win that gunfight engagement onto Mythics. But that A point, wow, that's been done so quickly by Fanta Lemon.
Yeah, and a complete reversal of what we were talking about in terms of the capabilities. Fanta Lemon just really aggressive, really takes control of the A zone, gets the kills, and just, the kind of performance we expect to see out of Team Notorious, realistically speaking, and just shows you how capable those players are in terms of, slow, they can be methodical, but they can also play incredibly quick, incredibly aggressive Call of Duty. So there's going to be advantage to them, and they've got a solid 129 on the clock to try and get this beat point secured. But they are going to need some top R control over towards this side. So again, big job on hand. Number 3 there, and Afro is going to come around the back. He knows 2 players have pushed through. He's potentially on a ringer. Rosie over towards that corner, gets the pick, and F. now just going to back up anyone pushing across through those big double doors.
So F. he's been holding that angle forever. Not going to get a kill to go with it though. And Rafi, if he's not careful, might get some really rough timing onto the man underneath him, which is going to be Aspect. They know that they're looking for him. They've still yet to find him, though, as they look to try and push their way up through the building, and that should now be the door open. And unfortunately, it wasn't Mother Mary meeting him on the other side. It was Aspect with some bullets in his assault rifle, and now Eric gets a pick onto Harry. So 45 seconds is still on the clock here for Fanta Lemon to at least stop the time for now, and that kill feed is going to go a little bit red and enable them to push up a little bit, but keep an eye on F. though, pushing his way through lobby. Nice shots though from Harry, just second guesses it, goes over towards it, and again, really good shots down that street side. Is going to take out yet another player, flies out on towards the point where he knows there's going to be another engagement, but Team Notorious holding strong, and that life count, wow, that is looking actually very, very brutal now.
Yeah, 5 life count to make it a 6 life count, 21 seconds, control restored for TN. They've made it so difficult for Fanta Lemon to be able to push over towards this B zone and complete control from the team in yellow. Again, just going to wait for that push, wait for any information. It's going to be Rafi pushing out from big doors, gets himself a pick. F. going to chow from up top. I think it is number 2 there. And F. going to be pushing from the side, gets dealt with, but again, those red arrows, Major, not able to do anything, not able to get close to the B zone, and that is going to be 1-1 Team Notorious with a solid defensive round.
Yeah, I was going to say arguably a bit more convincing, not necessarily in terms of the standards that they're setting so far that would be worrying for Fanta Lemon, but Team Notorious did look very, very good in that defensive round, and that life count was very, very brutal. Harry Going to grab that kill cam courtesy of some really nice shots there down towards that street side of the map. But Team Notorious tie it back up. They are going to be back on the offense. And, I mean, they did a really good job last time, perhaps. They managed to get the B point done first. It was just actually, surprisingly, A was the sticking point for them. So I'll be interested to see whether or not they try and switch it up. Maybe go for the A site first this time and then try and transition that kind of that dominance that they had in the early stage over towards that B site in the latter stage of the round. But it's getting very mixy right off the start. There are bodies flying absolutely everywhere on Vault as we're used to seeing, and it's going to be Mr. Boom just leading the way.
Yeah, really solid and aggressive start from Eric as he pushes right through, gets himself a two-piece, and then gets on the kill just to say that he can do it all. It is only going to be a one-life lead for TN, though, as the boys of Fantalemon get themselves a couple of picks, but the progression that they get from those handful of kills is so quick. They've given themselves 2 minutes 20 to get any kind of time over towards B, and this is where Fantalemon really do need to start to worry as those yellow arrows look to converge. But Major number 7 in Harry is potentially going to be a bit of a thorn in the side as he looks to try and get picks from mid, so big opportunity for him to just absolutely body Team Notorious.
So they're slowly working their way around the backside of the spawn of Fantalemon, but you've still got Harry again pushing up through lobby like what Felix was doing before, and again gets the trade, but you've got another player in Denzer. Actually, I don't think they anticipate that Denzer's going to be there also. Denzer gets the first gunfight win down towards that street side as Eric's watching out to see if he can catch any of these spawners. This is really big from him. If he can stay alive up towards top art, he's going to stop all of those reinforcements from just pushing on the high ground and taking his teammates off the point. Got to be careful not to give too much away here, though. Eric holding the corner. 1 for Eric, 2 for Eric, 6 in a row for the Boom. And now that progression's going to look very, very comfortable over towards the B point. The first tick is done. The second is now becoming a little bit more imminent. He's got to be careful, though, as he overchows Harry. Jesus Christ, and that's why we say that Harry is just one of the best ARs we've got to offer, really. What shots there from him to shut down Eric.
SMG shots with an AR. Incredible play from Harry. It is going to be a little bit of resentment on that second zone, but they have managed to get a tick over to B. So just 2 more required. 117 on the clock and 16 lives, plays 15. If you feel that there's going to be a quick wipe at any point, this could end up being more TDM than control. But again, it is going to require a quick launch from the boys in yellow. And again, you're just going to see players like Rafi just trying to push out towards the side. Number 7 and Harry just going to be watching for any pushes over from that palm tree pool area. So nice bit of suppression coming out from Harry, who didn't quite catch the score, but 19 and 17 for Afro is going to see him get bodied, and a nice defense coming out of Fantalemon. Still a player over towards that side door, but he gets dealt with, and it's going to be a restack needed from the team in yellow. 38 seconds on the clock. An enormous amount of time being torched there in that unsuccessful push over towards B.
Rafi, the reflexes are just about quick enough to get him out of that one. The stun note going to slow him down. Afro falls. They're going to have to try and push up this side of the map. Nothing comes of it. Fantalemon now with a 5 life advantage. 1 ticket B is done, but it's going to be so difficult now to get this one done. Are they going to try and push through lobby? It looks as though it's going to be Afro that tries to do it. The heroic attempt unfortunately falls straight on its knees. And now F-Dot is going to be the last one anywhere near being able to touch the point. They're still trying to gallop towards the point, but you can see now that the boys of Fantalemon, they are very well and truly in the swing. More importantly, Harry is shooting absolute nukes for the time being. They can't... Oh, they do stop the clock for the time being. There's only going to be one player from the side of Team Notorious on the point. Fantalemon take them off, and it will be 2-1.
He stopped the clock at 0.0. What an incredible game that we've got. Like, no time. He stopped it when time doesn't exist. But wasn't enough. As soon as he gets taken off, it is going to be Fantalemon who managed to get that over the line. But again, just that A point was secured so fast. But it just shows you how difficult it is to just try and get any control of the B if you've got a really assertive side, and TN just struggling on that. So it is going to be back over to them to try and defend this. And Fantalemon, you would suggest, with an opportunity to really apply some pressure. Are they going to go for that straight A push and try and get that level of ticks down and just see where that lands them going into round 5, if indeed we do get there?
So Fantalemon, match point to them. In towards mid they go. Very, very red in the kill feed. Oh, the Boom has something to say about it, though. He's able to take down 2. The trade, though, from Denzer is going to be good enough to at least keep him alive on the point and stop that clock and keep that progress going. So Team Notorious going to gallop up the map once more. And is F-Dot going to try and poke his head up through the infamous hole where you normally just get absolutely hammered by someone staring at you down? And Rafi gets a pick. So too does Afro. Denzer's going to try and reposition. And he is going to spot the head of Afro, but unfortunately out of bullets and out of luck, as there's going to be a lot of players just swarming around him. And now Team Notorious, they're just going to push their way up the map. You can see the Phantom Lemon slowly working their way down this B side, and with number 7 and Harry posted up in towards top part, this is looking good.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to deal with a couple of players who probably already know where he is, and that's going to be F up there, just causing those problems. Gets himself into the position where he can utilize that AR he's so fond of. Then he swaps to the SMG and tries to do it all. Nice kill spree for him as well, and he's going to clear the latter part of that other B zone off. So only one tick on either zone so far. No real control for the boys of Phantom Lemon. Denza with a nice 2 pieces. Rafi just looks to control this back spawn area. That's going to be difficult for them going forward, especially if they want to try and control the double doors towards their side.
4 in a row now for Rafi. Never mind, sorry, buddy. He goes down, and it will now be the second tick that comes through for Phantom Lemon on this A point. And this progression is going to be all important for them here. Again, so close to getting the A point done, and that should now be complete. So 1 tick at B. I think they may only need 1 more tick to cement the defensive side of things. Don't quote me on it, but I mean, we are pretty much gaming at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I don't think anyone knows our arse from our elbows at this stage, but I think they might just need 1 more tick to go, and Afro can't quite get any more wins than just the 1. Nice work, though, from F Dot in the spawn with the Amies. They're going to have to deal with him, and Team Notorious, they are slowly starting to whittle down that life count that they have managed to chalk away from Fanta Lemon. 8 lives remaining now for Fanta. F Dot in the spawn. You can see they're looking for him, but they cannot track him. They finally trade him, and it will look as though they do get a wave of gunfight wins here. So big win from Eric, though. He's just going to stop that. But now look at those red arrows go on the point, on the stack. 2 ticks now, looking pretty good for them. If they can get at least that second tick, that will do them absolute dividends. Huge. But they do manage to take those players off the point. The second tick isn't complete. The kill feed lights up yellow. 8 plays 3, and now they're trying desperately to get over towards the point. Harry and Aspect win gunfights, though, so it does open the door for a potential opportunity to get on the point. Can they win the gunfights? Oh my god, Aspect wins another one, but Denza wins one too. Oh my god, the second tick comes through. We might not even need the final round. Rafi gets a huge 2-piece. He's got to try and contest on the hill. He's able to do it. Aspect is on his 1. Surely he's not able to do it, and he's not. Team Notorious will just about do that. Huge moment there from Rafi.
Mate, Team Notorious just nearly snaps defeat from the jaws of victory. Incredible plays in the end, but just great work from Phantom Lemon to apply the pressure, and Denza going absolutely huge on his own to maintain that ticks going over. But the heroics are not going to be enough, and it is going to be a round 5 as TN tie the series up, this control round up. And I just don't even know where to go, mate. 31 and 19 from Aspect. Rafi going absolutely huge. It is going to be Team Notorious on the defense. So you would say potentially this could be a advantage then.
Oh, blimey. Any coins to flip, boys? Any coins? Well,
I just used them to keep my eyes open at this rate.
Yeah, it'll be difficult to see through. The matchsticks are probably the preferred option. It'll look like you're being buried at like a Roman funeral if you put the old coins over your eyeballs. But Phantom Lemon, they are on that A point. And how many times have we said that this team has got the potential to cause a bit of an upset on a round where you would argue the defensive side has been the favourite, but we saw in the protocol that wasn't necessarily the case. Mythics going into mid, nothing comes of it. That A point still isn't complete, though. Number 6 in Denza's trying to get on it quickly. Oh, so close yet so far. And one of those matchsticks in thickness is going to be what stops them from getting that point done. 1 minute still left on the clock, but they're still battling heavy for that A point.
Yeah, and it's just whether they choose to try and drain that. I think they're going to look to try and get spawn control as opposed to mess around with any of the A zone. They know there's going to be a push potentially towards B, and that's going to be opened up by number 7 in Harry, who's given them that kind of top control. So they know there's going to be spawns coming out from the right-hand side of their spawn. So this is a good opportunity to get way more ticks over to B. Yeah. And Phantom Lemon applying some serious pressure to the TM boys right now.
Oh, that nade from Afro's huge. The car bomb takes down Denza alongside it. So they're going to have to win the AR engagements. You've got 2 players in towards lobby, actually, from Team Notorious here. Aspects watching the top side of Art. Next pick's going to be big. Eric hops down. They've got to try and contest this. This B point's done, and look at the transition that they can make over towards A. You've got number 5 Aspect absolutely legging it through the middle of the map. Those red arrows, they're just stacking it. They've got one last person to deal with. He flies on towards the time. Surely they're not going to be able to touch this, and they are not. We've got 7 games in this grand final, and we're getting that game 7.
I don't even know where to begin. Incredible plays coming out of Fantalemon. We said they needed to be able to apply the pressure. They needed to go toe-to-toe in terms of their capabilities as fast-playing players, and they've managed to do that. Aspect going absolutely huge. That scoreline not justified there at all in terms of kills. 28 non-traded, 25 and 20 non-traded. 3 players right into the 20 non-traded. Fantalemon going huge in the end. And Team Notorious just too much of a mountain to climb in that control, and we are going to get ourselves into the latter portion of this game. Incredible series so far.
God, we're still going. One more map. Jesus. So James has put the gif of Mr. Bean in with the other matchsticks. That's literally how we feel at this point. It's just like, trying to keep going. Luckily, the light is what's keeping me awake at the moment. But yeah, game 7, we're going to get it. Vault S&D is going to be the difference maker here between these two teams. So start of the series, Pabs, Fantalemon, they were the boys to beat. They managed to get 2 maps in a row. Team Notorious came back with 3, and all of a sudden we thought, hang on a minute, we might not even see this final map. But now we find ourselves in a position where we are getting that 7th and final round. So we can see that map 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's very much a case of it was very yellow at the start, and now Vault, Search and Destroy. Do we even dare try to predict this map, to be honest, mate? We're in the early hours in the morning. We're delirious as fuck. I mean, Jesus, flip a coin, mate. I'm trying to scramble for one, but I can't seem to find one.
Mate, at this hour, it's usually the the case that the words fail you, but right now, I had so much lemon. I've had Fantalemon for the last couple of hours, and I've had literally lemon drink for the last few hours as well. I don't think anyone can see this entire thing, so I am starting to be on the struggle bus a little bit, but I wouldn't want to call this at all. At one point, it looked like it was going to be Team Notorious with the opportunity. Their map sets that they had in the central part of the series just looked like it was perfect for Afro and Eric Boone to take over. F. Dot started to put up big numbers, but my word, has Fantalemon gone absolutely huge. They're a depth club technically, so I'm sure Cal will be really pleased with the way that they're playing at the minute. But yet they've just brought this. They brought the pressure. They brought the passion, which you expect from Sleep, obviously, but they've got it to this final game, and it's what we've wanted to see. We had a Call of Duty, not last year, but the year before, where finals were going to 0 because it was so largely uncompetitive, and now we've got ourselves in a final map GF, and it deserves it as well.
Okay, guys, so what we'll do in the meantime, everyone needs to reserve their energy. We need to reserve ours. Yeah, what we'll do, guys, is we'll throw it to a quick break, and when we come back, we will have that map 7, the final map of EU Challengers Cup number 3, very shortly. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back in just a second.
Van Beats.
Ladies and gents, Game 7 is how we're going to find out who's going to be our EU Challengers Cup number 3 victors, if it's going to be Fantalemon or Team Notorious. We've gone the way, we've gone the distance, and now it's going to be down to these boys to potentially, I would assume, Pabs, muster up around 11 for us, to be honest. I know it's been a long night, but it would feel unjust if we didn't get a close search and destroy here, to be honest. And, well, I mean, Team Notorious have decided against that because they've decided to rip through everyone and stick the defuse straight off the bat, mate.
Right, I have no idea how the player from Fantalemon did not see Rafi just lying in rugs. Like, it was absurd. I know we've got X-ray, but like he completely missed it, and it just cost him his life in the end. So, yeah, very interesting play straight out the blocks, and not the hyper aggression as well. A really nice sight retake. So, kind of turned it on its head a little bit. Team Notorious, and they go 1-up in the series in the grand final, the final match as such.
No, 1-0. Team Notorious, they managed to get the site retake. Obviously, a map where we're used to seeing teams get that bomb down very quickly and hold the defensive side of A pretty easily is going to be one where Team Notorious absolutely rip them apart from that top cat area. And they pull them to pieces. So Fantalemon now going to be on the defensive side. What are they going to decide to try and set up here? It looks as though they're sending 3 players straight through mid. So they're doing a similar approach here. Going to try and get control of mid while Team Notorious try and get this bomb down in towards the A point. Afro going to just traverse his way on towards the high ground. Team Notorious not getting the bomb down just yet, Pabs, but there's going to be a few players on the pinch working their way around towards F-Dot in the back of the spawn.
Yeah, it's all about that confidence a first blood gives you. So it's going to be, the first one to get that slight advantage. Denza is going to get tagged up. I'm sure information is going to go the way they play it in pool, but they are going to push into that A lower subterranean area. Number 7, though, if you watch out for Afro, is going to be in a one-on-one gunfight straight away with Harry. Bodies him, leaves Denza in a 1v2 with all the work to do.
Yeah, well, he's gone towards the back of the offensive team spawn. They've got to try and get this bomb down, though. Has Denza got the information that they haven't stuck the bomb yet? Oh, he's going to wide slide. Oh, that's brave. Well, Sleep repositions, gets out. Again, he still sees that player over towards that outer heady, over towards those blocks. And now he's going to drop down right into the mix here. They've planted it for the outside. Eric's going to be shouldering it. He knows that Eric's there. Denza flies out, and it should be a pick for Eric, and it is. So the Shark in the pond is going to win that one. Team Notorious 2-0 up now, and they're starting to gallop away just a little bit now, Pabs. It's only 2 rounds on the board, but they're 2 big ones.
Yeah, and that was kind of Jaws style enforcement there in the end. I think Sleeve only knows how to play one way. He just goes straight out to Chow and hopes for the best and gets dealt with there. So it is going to be Lemon finally. Team Notorious with another one on the board. Apologies to up. Nice control as well. So, mate, yeah, you got to argue that offensive round where they looked solid and a defensive round where they got a site retake and a defuse makes them kind of look very solid contenders for this grand final.
Yep. Well, Fantalemon now with the bomb in hand, they're going to go down in towards Vault, and now it's going to get Mixie one on the cards. Eric Boom's going to reply with another, so Eric gets one. Rafi gets one as well in towards the site, so it is now going to be, again, another position where Fantalemon are left 1 man down in comparison to Team Notorious's 3 players that they've still got up. Afro going to be waiting in towards the next round. But that bomb hasn't gone down from Fantalemon either, and they know, I think Team Notorious know that they've got bomb down. Nice nade though from Denza. The shots go in to combine, and he should maybe, I was going to say, he should get mopped up there by number 6 in F-Dot, but he gets shot in the back and somehow manages to slip away.
Yeah, it's still going to be an opportunity for him, though. He's going to need to be able to get back over, potentially pick up. Bomb Denza just going to make his way back down to this A bomb site. It's going to give him the opportunity potentially to get the bomb. Nade does go out, so no information gathered. 26 seconds on the clock, though. It's a 2v2. And again, it's just playing for position now.
Oh, this is so smart.
It's a really clever play to push over to B, give themselves the time, and they're going to be able to get set up.
Yeah, Team Notorious know there's nothing going down at A. Bomb goes down at B. Denza and Harry now, I assume they'll play it from R. It looks as though they are going to be doing that, so shutting all the doors, making sure that nobody can push in towards the front side. And now they've just got to play off of the information that Harry's probably going to get first out of all the players. Rafi straight around the back. He's been spotted, going to open up a door, but he's going to open it into a world of pain. And now F-Dot 1 versus 2. He knows that Denza's out the back here. He's probably just going to throw some shoulders and play for the information. That's exactly what he does. He knows where both of these players are, but the Strider's not really going to be the ideal pistol for this. Even with all the sexy camos that he's got to boot, Fantalemon will finally get a round on the board after just the first 3, and it will be 2-1, and that deficit is now down to 1.
Yeah, keep applying pressure. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a round 11 clutch coming in from Sleep, but right now that is going to be the important one on the board. They need just to apply a little bit of pressure. They need to go one better though to bring this game back to parity. So Team Notorious still in the ascendancy, still with the advantage and the momentum. Now they've just got to be able to do what they've already done: get the bomb planted, get control, and make sure the Fanta Lemon aren't able to get a retake.
So Top Cat again is going to be the area where a lot of players will be lurking from both respective sides. You've got bomb in the hands of Eric Boom, who is now planting it, I do believe, in towards the A site. So bomb goes down at A. Two players from Team Notorious going to be playing outside the backside of P2. And now it's going to be a big pick, which Rafi is able to win. You've got number 3, though, in Mythics. You can see that F-Dot is watching the back, but he's not going to anticipate that he's going to be here. Rafi needs this trade, and he is able to get it. So the man that they've leaned to quite substantially so far on this map is able to get another big pick. And now it's going to be all down on Denza. You would anticipate that he's been spotted by Rafi out the back, and what around there from that man.
Yeah, absolutely. All about that backpool control, Jacuzzi control, and he absolutely dominates. And a player that we haven't, talked about a great deal. We know how good he is at S&D. He's 8-2 right now, and absolutely on the way to helping his team win this grand final.
So Fanta Lemon, they don't win that round. Codcaster's lied. Don't worry, you're not tired. Well, you are tired, but Cod's tired too. It's been tired for years. It's Team Notorious. Courtesy of an ace from Rafi. That is going to be a gold dust round for Team Notorious. So where do Fanta Lemon decide to try and run this bomb? It looks as though they are going to go pretty much with the bog standard A push here. So it's going to get Mixie in towards the bottom side of Vault. Rafi playing off some info of where these players might be. This nade looks good towards the backside. He's going to maybe get a couple of shots into Harry. So he's going to get some shots in, but the nade actually doesn't hit Harry. Stuns, though, pushing up the map. He's going to get caught out a little bit. So Team Notorious have actually decided to stack the outside of the point here. Mythics is in towards the site here. But now it's just going to be a question of where this next engagement lies. You've got Eric, though, just shouldering out here so well. He does it so well. Time after time, Eric absolutely cleans him off of that one. And again, it's going to be a case where Denza is last man up, desperately trying to whiz his way around the map. Nothing should come of it, though. The pistol from F-Dot is going to be enough to get that one over the line. And Team Notorious 4-1 up. They want to go to bed, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. When you see Felix bodying Denza from mid-range with a pistol, it's time to go Bobos, because that was just ludicrous in the end. I mean, the lad's cracked with any weapon, but yeah, that's fun. It is going to be 4-1, and they're 2 away from potentially, from winning the grand final.
No, 4-1. Fanta Lemon, they need to stop the rot here. They're doing their utmost every single round, but it feels as though the boys from Team Notorious just keep managing to get success at that A site. And Eric, especially, that shark skin, very fitting for the pool area of the map, because he keeps getting picks time after time, and they can't silence him, and they're going straight in towards the bottom side of A. Eric's still looking outside. The trophy's going to be there with him as well, as he cooks a nade, and he manages to weaken up a couple of players. The stun goes through as well. You're anticipating that the push might come through inevitably. Rafi with the first blood, that's the main thing. Mythics goes down, and again, Fanta Lemon find themselves on the back foot.
Yeah, this is going to be another moment for them to be able to try and strike back. They need a pick. I don't think they can afford potentially to lose another player. Dealing with Eric Boom has been the problem out towards this pool area.
Hello.
And that's going to be Afro just pushing in, surprising them, and putting them in. Harry now going to have his turn to be in a 1v3.
Harry, did he spot Rafi? Definitely did now. Oh, he doesn't get the kill. That's a big killer there for him. No pun intended. Bomb goes down. Rafi, Top Cat. He knows where Harry is, and Harry's running out of bullets here prior to a reload. Drops up, or jumps up, should I say. Drops down, courtesy of F-Dot's crispy shots. And Team Notorious, Jesus, 5-1. Fanta Lemon, they need 5 rounds in a row unanswered, or Team Notorious are walking away with EU Cup number 3.
Yeah, from a series that has been back and forth, we've seen some incredibly close games. We've seen some incredible moments from every single player who've contributed to what has been a really exciting grand final. This could be a bit of a damn squib for Fanta Lemon. They're going to potentially get slapped. Obviously, at this hour, it's difficult to concentrate. You're tired. You've been playing 13 hours of Call of Duty with gaps and all the problems that brings. But again, Team Notorious just looking very much like the team who are who are just ready to make that move and win grand finals, but are largely as well these players ambitions to be able to do more than that as well. So nice potential moment for Team Notorious in advance of the elite.
Well, here we go. You can see Aspect just absolutely whizzes out of the sight. Mythics this time actually gets a first blood in favour of them, but now they're going to try and close the distance. Eric goes straight down in towards Paul, able to win the first pick. The kill feed's very, very red indeed. Rafi now has it all to do. He goes down in the blink of an eye. Fanta Lemon will do the first stage of the 5 that they need to do. So, I mean, it's a baby footstep, Pabs, but it's a baby footstep in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all you can do. You can only ask to win those games and win each round as they come important picks, but they probably should have been trying to do that, 3 or 4 rounds ago. And again, you've just got to say with a 4-round cushion or a 3-round cushion, you're still able to potentially, experiment with attempts at bomb planting, experiment at which site to go to, just these little things before you want to close it out. Right now, 3-round advantage still puts Team Notorious in the massive position.
So, Notorious. They're going to the site that works. Oh, F-Dot's around the corner. If Aspect doesn't check this, they're going to be dead here. F-Dot gets 1. Big trade, though, from Aspect. Enormous trade. Yeah, so now Bomb's absolutely going down at 8. In towards the site they go. 3 versus 3. And Fanta Lemon, they're playing a little bit of a route around the back now, but it's going to be a slow push.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you can already see the players in yellow just starting to read that push. Afro just waiting for that opportunity potentially to just spring up and get that first pick. It is going to be Trophy that stops the stun check. So again, just looking to get some speculative shots down, Major, and then no point if they've been able to push it. That's going to be 2. Afro and Rafi do get them, but it's going to be Rafi that falls. It's going to be Harry all on his own. Team Notorious absolutely body it. They're going to win grand final 6-2. I nearly fell asleep during the process of that last sentence, and that has been incredible Call of Duty all day long.
Yeah, Afro does what he needs to, and he's again proves why him and his boys are the top dogs of Europe. Team Notorious will take it in 7. I say we had some really close maps across the series. That one, not really very close, we'll be perfectly honest. Team Notorious will manage to fly through in the game 7, and everyone who's currently tied will probably be thanking them for that one, perhaps, because it has been a long day of COD.
Mate, honestly, God, I genuinely nearly stopped watching the last round. Then I went into a little daydream. So, yeah, apologies about the kind of the way it went. But yeah, big plays from Team Notorious prove once again that they are the team to watch out for. And I suppose the other story was Aspect swapped out for Bance. Has it worked? Yes, they got to the grand final. They weren't able to see it over the line. But they've got to the position they wanted to be, which is in that final, and they can only improve from there.
Yeah, so we'll have a quick look at the map graphic. Say we won't keep anyone as much longer than they need to. I know everyone's very tired, but yeah, it is going to be a case of they finally get it done there. Team Notorious are able to get that title win for another cup. Back-to-back cups, Cup 2 and Cup 3 go in their pockets, and a sizable chunk of change as well. But it's been a really long, grueling day of Call of Duty. Obviously, before we do dip off, Pabs, we've got to shout out the guys behind the scene and obviously the guys that came before us. So Mark and Zep obviously did a grand job of casting earlier. We've got to shout out James as well, who's done a full 13-hour shift off the back of working this morning, by the way. So shout out to James running all the production. And then we've got to shout out our observers as well in T-Morg and Sketchy for helping us all the way across it. But what we will do, guys, we are going to end the stream. We won't end it per se because we're going to quickly go and raid the NA guys who are still going on Brody's channel on Infinity. So we'll throw a raid, but that is going to be it from EU Cup number 3 and EU Challengers, at least for now, for this side of Christmas, I do believe. So yeah, shout out to everyone for hopping in the chat, being beautiful human beings, and hope you have a wonderful Christmas if we don't speak to you in the meantime. And when we come back, we'll have more challenges in 2025 where hopefully we finish before midnight. So yeah, good night, guys, and we'll catch you next time.